Hi guys, Rachel here with the Cackling Moon. It's been a while. Again, it's been a while. I think I said that in last video diary and probably all the video diaries before that. But it's been a while, and welcome to the Cackling Moon space. It's a little messy. So I wanted to I don't know, I just wanted to put up a video. I wanted to put up a video and talk to you guys about life, and I wanted to kind of organize my tarot, like my little this is like my tarot space where I put all of my decks. So I kind of wanted to reorganize it because I bought some new decks, and for the most part, most of them, well, not most of them, the ones that I work with stay over there on the table. That's my reading space. And then I just kind of like, when I have the decks that I'm using, and usually like when I'm working with certain decks, I'm usually working with them for at least a month. And then I swap them out for something else. And so it kind of gives me some extra space inside of my little dresser full of goodies. So, I don't know, I kind of wanted to go through and like reorganize, and maybe you guys want to join. So if you are not doing anything and you want to see my tarot collection space and help me reorganize, please keep on watching. All right, so this is like this is drawer number one. Oh, this is not gonna work. Because you know why? Because I have my phone hooked up right now to the cord, and so it's kind of like it wants to pull the phone. So anyways, let's see how if I could do this. This is drawer number one. This is like where I keep all of my tarot decks. You can see most of them that are in the boxes. So I usually keep them in here, and for the most part, this doesn't have to be as organized. I guess like if there's anything that I do like to do with them is I like to put all the Rider-Waite's together. I just like to have like some kind of consistency. So some of these decks are not tarot, and like this was a newer one I bought, the Sexual Tarot. But I kind of like to keep my Rider-Waite's together, the clones together, and then on this side I have a lot of my my Baba Studio decks. These are like my babies, my more expensive ones. So I have like my vintage, and then like some of these are my vintage babies, and then I also have like my more expensive, or you know, my well invested tarot decks by Baba Studios, because we all know, or those of you guys who know, Baba Studio decks are not cheap. So I have Baba Studio decks here, and I have all of my editions of my Bohemian Gothic because I'm obsessed. So I always joke and tell my hubby, if there was ever, God forbid, but if there was ever a fire, obviously I can't take all of these with me. I would most likely grab my Bohemian Gothic Silver Edition and probably my out of print non-copyright edition of the Rider-Waite, as well as my Dutch Tarot, and those would be the three that I would go for. So I'm sure all of you guys who have tarot collections, I'm pretty sure most of you guys can pretty much say which you would go for, like which ones you would rescue in a last minute attempt to save at least one deck. Those would be mine. So yeah, but pretty much this part of my collection isn't that bad. So I know I have like a couple decks that are not Rider-Waite that I wanted to kind of move over. So like I said, these are all of Rider-Waite clones and stuff, and then I wanted to start putting these other box ones just like that. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this one, and probably put that one in the Oracle section. And that's the other thing, the bummer about these drawers, they're kind of shallow, so it's kind of hard to fit as many decks as I would like to, because there's like this little part right here where when you close it, it hangs down a little bit. So I'm just like, ugh, it just doesn't make it any easier. Like, how am I supposed to store stuff? So yeah, no, that's not right. Wait. Sometimes I forget I have certain decks in here, you guys. Like, there's some stuff in here that I haven't used in forever. Like, for example, my Dragon Tarot. I don't even really work with this one, but I keep it because it reminds me of my brother, because he loved dragons. And so I feel like whenever I really want to like connect with his energy, I'll use this deck. But I forget I have it. And then I have like a lot of Halloween-y decks, like my my Gothic Tarot, that is just kind of hiding there in the back, just dying to come out. So I can't wait to bring out my Halloween-y decks once this whole fall season is into play, which it's gonna happen in like, I start the fall season in September. So then we have like the next level of my collection. This is all Oracle. Well, for the most part, I think I started putting some tarot. Like, I have my Wild Unknowns. I have first and second edition. And I also have like the spirit animal, or the animal spirit deck. So I have some like, some tarot, some Oracle. It's kind of a mix. But this is like kind of like the Oracle drawer. So I have like some of the bigger, some of the bigger box oracles and stuff that's just not going to fit at the top. Sometimes I have to lay it down on its side. But then the only thing that sucks is like when I lay it down on its side like that, I don't remember what I have, right? So sometimes I have to like really go and dig through so I can like remember what I have. That's the only downfall of having a larger collection. And it's kind of hidden. I mean, it's like tucked away in drawers. So I kind of liked that. Like, I prefer it to be tucked away. I do plan on, let's put this up a little bit. I do plan on getting, sorry you guys, I'm trying to like not let this fall. Oh my God, you know what? Let me just unplug the fucking charger. Hopefully this won't die. So I do plan on putting shelving space up in this office. So I have a lot of wall space. Really want to put some shelving space here, and then obviously on this wall I have a shit ton of space. Or I could just get one of those like taller bookcases. So that's obviously going to be a plan. Like, that's part of the plan later on. But until then, I have to make do with what I can. So the drawer space is kind of nice because, one, it's hidden. So like when I have people over, I just realized like that box, I don't really want my address being shown. When I have people over, I want to make sure that this doesn't go to everybody that comes over my house, but pretty much like when I have family over, my side of the family, my husband's side, not so much. I don't really care if they see it. But my family, it's kind of like, so they don't really go into the guest room part. But if they were to walk in here, they're gonna see like, and I'm sorry you guys, I have to clean up my mess, but they're gonna see my space. And so obviously they're gonna know like, oh, something's different here. But they're not gonna see the decks right away. And I think it's like, I don't mind if they see a book, or if they see like my crystals or whatever, or the paintings on the wall. I don't mind so much that stuff. What really like bugs me or makes me nervous is them seeing the decks. And I don't know what it is about the decks, them seeing it, because they probably wouldn't even know what it is right off the bat. But you know, I don't know. I'm just not ready for them to see that part of my life yet. Maybe I'll never be ready. Maybe I will one day. I don't know. But in the meantime, if I have my stuff kind of tucked away, it just makes it look more organized to me. The room doesn't look as chaotic, except for now there's chaos over here because that's all my shipment stuff for candles. So I need to clean out the closet because my hubby has all of his shit in the closet right now. And I told him half that stuff should go in the trash. It's papers that you don't need anymore. So I'm just like ready and waiting for him to give me permission to go through the closet and just throw stuff away so that I can start moving my shipment stuff into the closet so that it's out of sight. So it doesn't look so messy and chaotic. So yeah, so that drawer space is Oracle. I also have more Oracle here. This is like Doreen Virtue decks and other Oracle decks. That drawer is kind of broken, so I have to make sure I'm careful with that. And then the fourth drawer is more of like my larger boxes. This I can only fit so many. So that's my larger boxes, and then the bottom drawer is the same thing. Larger box decks, stuff that's just awkwardly, it just doesn't fit. So that's the bummer. I'm gonna move over here. And sit down. So that's the bummer about the drawer, like the shelving space, because I can only fit so much in there. Where's my box? My trusty little box. This is what I this is what I stand you guys on so I could like film. I actually do 2 of them sometimes. There we go. So yeah. Whew, now I'm all out of breath. Now, so that's what I wanted to show you guys. I just kind of like wanted to give you a quick little tour of my space right there, because a lot of you guys will ask me questions. You'll ask me, where do I put all of my decks, and like, cause you guys see the ones, like you'll see the boxes, the piles on the desk. Oh my God, I have like flakies. This is me being 100% transparent with you guys. You guys will see the stacks of the decks on my desk, and all of that, but sometimes you'll ask someone, every once in a while I get a comment on YouTube where someone is asking me like, where do you put all of your stuff? And if you guys remember Cackling Moon last year, 2019, 2019 Cackling Moon was actually in the bedroom right next to this one. So I used to have it in that one, and I would call it the red room because the wall was more of like a reddish salmon color. And so you guys would see that room a lot in my earlier videos from last year, and the whole closet had shelves inside of it. And so I was stacking all of my decks. My whole collection was stacked in those shelves. Well, when I moved into this room, I wanted to bring those shelves into here, but then I realized this closet is smaller than the closet in that room, which doesn't really make sense because this room is larger than the other room. This is probably the biggest spare room in the whole house aside from my master room. And so I'm like, you would think that there would be a bigger closet, but there isn't. So, so this closet is actually smaller than the other 2 closets. So those drawers, I keep calling them drawers. Oh my God, I can't talk today. That's like one thing that's like super, super frustrating. I don't know. Sometimes I just have trouble connecting like the words in my mouth to my brain. But anyway, the shelves don't fit in this closet. So that was kind of a bummer. And so I still have like all these empty shelves in the other room, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So I don't know. I could always put shelving space inside the closet if I wanted to. But I think what I'm going to do is maybe later on invest in like a bigger bookcase that will take up like that whole wall. So I can have like my books, I can have my decks on display, whatever I want to do. Because right now I have books and stuff on display on these. But you know, they're mismatched shelves. That white one is like sentimental because that one belonged to my brother. So I'll never give it up, but it's just, I need something a little bit bigger. I'm growing here. Like I have a big collection of cards. Maybe not as big as some other people, but my collection is pretty big. I'm proud of it. It's a well-loved investment of the last 8 years of my tarot journey. So I'm very much, you know, I love my collection, and it is a larger collection, but I use pretty much, I would say about 95% of these decks that I have stored away. I use them all. 5% of them most likely are just fancy decks, or they are just, I don't connect with them, but they're still sentimental to me, like that Dragon Tarot that I told you guys. Or I have other decks that I just like, I don't really resonate with them, but I don't want to give them away because there's just some connection that I have. So so yeah. But anyway, my collection is it's growing, and it's always going to grow. It's going to probably double in size. Give it another few years, you know? And I also try to do that thing where, like, I'll go through my collection and see what I could pick out that I want to rehome or sell, and then it'll just kind of like make some room for some new stuff coming in. But realistically, it's like if I'm using like the majority, pretty much 95% of my collection on a daily, monthly basis in my readings, then it's like it's really hard for me to give some stuff away or give it up, you know, or sell it. So I do have a box in the other room where I started to put some like tools, aka like tarot and oracle decks. I have some crystals. I have just like little things that I was planning on putting up for sale on my website because it's stuff that I don't need anymore, or I don't use, or that I just want to pass along. But I actually delayed myself from shipping those things because the whole COVID happening, and I was just like, people probably wouldn't want to buy anything when we were like on literally like the COVID thing just started in March, even though it was going on well before that, I believe. But this whole pandemic thing really came out in March, and that was about when I was like putting that box together. So I have yet to put it up on my website, but I think I'm going to start working on doing listings for these decks and things that I want to sell, because I want to get it out of my house. I want to move it along, you know, like I want to sell it. I want to give it to people who actually will use it, because these are just decks and things that are just kind of sitting there collecting dust, and it makes me sad. So I might start doing listings on my website. Just to make it fair, I think I'll just put it all on the website rather than like putting it up on Instagram and stuff, because I feel like not everybody's going to be able to see my Instagram posts right away and all that. And I just want to make it fair. So, so you guys might, excuse me, you guys might start to see, you know, stuff popping up on my website that I'm going to be selling. I have to buy and do another order of like shipping boxes, and I'll probably do actually flat rate boxes this time. So there'll be like a flat rate fee, and whatever I can fit in it is what's going to go in it. So we shall see. We'll see how this works. But anyways, yeah, I wanted this video to be a little bit more of like me organizing the collection, but I just realized there ain't no way I'm going to have my phone hooked up to the charger and be able to like work on this. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it in my own time. I need to clean up this room though. Like this room is such a mess, you guys. It may not look like it. Like my table is kind of messy. Over here, it's a mess. That is a mess. Oh my God. Like, see, that's my cord. It's like a 10-foot long charger cord. But yeah, my room is a mess, and it's mainly because I was going cuckoo like last week for getting all of my, well, actually, no, it wasn't last week. It was fucking on Monday. This week feels like it's just never ending. I swear. We're only on Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. Holy shit. On Monday, I was doing all of my like, well, actually over the weekend too. I was doing all of my packing of my candles. I sold almost all of my candles. I sold out on the original listings that I put up, and then I ended up putting up like 10 more candles, which not all of them have sold. But I think I still have like maybe like 4 more candles left. But for the most part, everything that I put up sold, and I was so excited. But with that came like a rush of having to like get everything packaged and stuff. And this was like something that was all new to me. So now that I know what to expect, and now that I know what size boxes work best for, you know, my candle shipments and stuff, I pretty much, for the most part, I planned everything pretty good. Like I ordered 5x5x5 boxes for the candles. So my little 9-ounce candles and my 12-ounce candles fit, like one will fit in the 5x5. And if I get 2 9-ounce candles, I can fit 2 of them in the 5x5. But the 12-ounce it gets a little tricky because the bubble wrap and everything like puffs it up even more. But so the 5x5 box is pretty good. And then I also bought, I think I bought like a 6x6x4. That one works out if someone buys 2 candles of like 2 9-ounce or 2 like a 12-ounce and a 9-ounce. Like that one, that box will kind of work good for that. Well, no, actually I lie. Unless I want to lay the 12-ounce down on its side, which I'm a little scared to do that. Like every candle that I shipped this last shipment was standing upright. I didn't pack them to lay on their sides because I realized if these boxes, like if my candle is laying on its side the whole shipment, and God forbid if it was like sitting out in the sun for hours and hours, what if it melts? And what if it like melts all funky and stuff? But then I realized, like after I send the shipment in, all of my candles are standing upright. They're packaged nicely in a specific way. But then I realized, well, even though the packing slip is on the top, and that's technically the way that the box is supposed to be sitting, right? Doesn't mean that that box is going to stay like that the entire time it's being shipped. Like people are going to just be tossing those boxes into the vans or whatever the fuck they do in the plane. That box isn't going to be sitting upright the entire time. So I realized I probably could have shipped my candles laying flat if I wanted to, because it really doesn't matter. Unless you get someone who's just super anal about making sure all of their packages that they're packing in their van is like sitting upright, you know, bless those people's hearts. But not everybody is going to be like that. So I'm just like, I was like stressing out for no reason. So this next round, I think I'll be able to use more of my 6x6x4 boxes because I'm going to probably just lay them out. I'm just going to lay them down when I ship them. Because realistically, who knows? My box is probably upside down, sitting on a plane right now, going to, you know, on the other side of the US. I don't have control over that stuff. I only have control over my crap that I do within my home and up until I take it to the post office. And after that, I just gotta like say a prayer and just hope for God that everything just turns out perfect. So So I learned my lesson with that. I won't be stressing so much over like the little details. And so, yeah, so the shipping boxes, I'm going to order some more now that I kind of have an idea of what sizes I need. And I think it's also safe to say I should probably order a box just a little bit bigger, because I did have one order, that one girl, she bought 5 of my 9-ounce candles. And I was like, oh, I was so excited about that. But I was also nervous because I'm like, 5 of those candles isn't going to fit in any of the boxes that I bought for myself. Well, luckily I had bought a tester box from Walmart, which was like one of the bigger ones, and I had it sitting in my room. So I was like, oh, thank the Lord. So I was just like, some of these things happen for a reason. Like Spirit put it on my heart to buy that bigger box from Walmart for a reason, because it fucking came in handy. Like I used that box to ship her 5 candles. So everything works out. Everything literally worked out with this experience. But I kind of have an idea now of what to do next time or what not to do. So I'm proud to say that I survived my first experience of shipping candles in the pit of summer. Today is day 2 of deliveries. So this is 2-day deliveries. These people who are getting their candles today, my candles have been shipped for 2 days now. So I have one friend, she's going to be texting me later once her candle arrives, to let me know the condition of it, because now that we're going into 2-day shipping and then tomorrow's the 3-day shippers, the 3-day deliveries, I should say. I'm nervous, you know, because we are in the pit of summer and I am shipping candles, which, hello, candles melt, right? Wax melts. So I am a little nervous, and I'm nervous of the condition of my candles because they are in glass jars, right? So every candle that I shipped was shipped with a lid, because that's just like when I was making my candles, and when I was like trying to figure out the jar that I wanted to use, because I've bought candles from one of my favorite people. She will ship her candles without lids. They don't have lids because she puts all this pretty stuff in it, right? But she'll ship them, they don't come with lids. So she packs them up in a nice way so that they arrive perfect and perfect. But I knew I'm beginner status, and I was just like, nah, I need to have a lid on my candles. So every candle I shipped was in a lid, had a lid, and I use bubble wrap. I know that bubble wrap isn't the best for our world, for the environment. And I do plan on figuring out other ways. I do have like those peanut, I don't even know what they're fucking called, but like those peanuts that like they're biodegradable, like they, right? So I have those. I save them actually, like in all of my shipments that I receive from the candle places that I buy from, I save all of those little peanuts. So I have a whole box of them. But I still use bubble wrap because I was like, what the hell am I going to use so that it just supports the glass? Because I can't just stick this in a box and send it off unless that box is like fucking perfect size for this little thing, right? So I used bubble wrap, and I was just like, I'll just forgive me later, you know? I just used a small square of it. I was trying my best not to be like over wasteful. But yeah, I'm new to the shipment world. I am new to this, so forgive me, please. I will do better later. But anyways, my candles, I'm just excited, but today is 2-day delivery. So I'm hoping that everything comes in perfect condition. I'm hoping nothing melted. I'm nervous for tomorrow. Tomorrow is my 3-day delivery shipments, and I have candles. Like I have one in particular. I have 2 that I'm nervous about. One is going to New York. That's like the furthest away from here. I'm in fucking California. New York is on the other side, like on the other end of the US, right? So I'm nervous for that one. And then I'm also nervous because I have another one that's going to Texas, and Texas is fucking hot. Like it's hot in the summer. I've been there. It's hot. And so Texas shipment is saying it's supposed to arrive there tomorrow, but the shipment, like I've been checking the tracking number on that one, and it's saying delivery on Friday. So it's an extra day, which I'm kind of mad about because my shipments, I did specific priority mail so that it was a 1 to 3 day delivery. And it's like, we're going on 4-day now. So hello. So it kind of sucks. Like it's kind of frustrating, but I also have to realize we're in a pandemic. Deliveries are being delayed at times, you know? So that's just the risk that we take. That is literally the risk that we take with this stuff. So I figure if I can get through with every single order arriving to their people in one condition, and perfect condition and not melted, then I know I can do this in the pit of summer next year, right? Because then I won't be afraid to ship things like in the middle of winter or spring or fall. Summer is the only season that I'm nervous to do this for, and I'm starting my little candle line in the pit of summer. So if we can get through this, then I know I can get through this. But yeah, so I'm excited for that too. And I've just been learning a lot, and I don't want my space, like as soon as like my reading space, like my room, oh my God, the cat area, as soon as like my cackling moon room starts to look really messy, it's a huge turn off for me. Like the energy just doesn't feel good in here. So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Literally after I turn this camera off, I'm going to work on like reorganizing. I'm going to vacuum in here, and I'm going to sage the room. because I need this space to feel good and healthy because I have sessions tomorrow. So today's a day off for Cackling Moon, but I need to clean this room. So yeah, you guys, I just wanted to kind of come on here, share a little bit with my collection, share a little bit with like my experience with shipping candles in the pit of summer for the first time. And just kind of talk to you guys. I miss you guys, and I miss being I miss my videos popping up on YouTube, you know, like I want to put something out at least once a week. And I also know, I apologize, this is the second week that I have failed to post the weekly energy readings. They're not going away, I promise you. I need to get back on it. This weekend was wild because I'm telling you, I didn't think I was going to sell out on my candles. Like I had 24 orders. So I sold out, and 24 orders, that's 24 boxes that I had to like put together and ship and like print the labels and do this and this. It's a lot of work on the back end. It was fun, but it was a lot of work. So all weekend long, I was working on that, and there was just no way that I had any energy on top of doing that, plus my client readings, that I was still honoring the readings and doing sessions. I just had no energy to do the weekly energy video readings. Like those were the first things to go. So I'm going to do my best to get back onto it this weekend, this like Friday, Saturday, maybe not so much because I have plans, but either Friday or Sunday, I'll film it. Because I do miss that too. And I know a lot of you guys who watch my channel, you really, really like the pick a card or the pick a pile reading that I do. So I do plan on like bringing that back out and all of that. But please forgive me. This whole candle thing was like, it's still an obsession. Like I love making candles. It's very relaxing. It's very rewarding to see, you know, something that I created come to life. And I just hope that everybody that purchased one enjoys it too. So just forgive me. I'm working my way through getting like comfortable with like a new schedule and comfortable with new things that I've started to introduce to Cackling Moon, and you know, also enjoying my own personal private life too. So with that all said, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm going to clean up this room, and I will catch you in another video, hopefully sooner than later. So I will talk to you soon, and love you guys, and see you next time. Bye guys.